Secret Avengers. It's a covert operations superhero team first appearing in Secret Avengers 1 in 2010. And unlike the traditional Avengers, this team operates in the shadows, engaging in espionage, black ops, and high-stakes missions that require secrecy and precision. The Secret Avengers were formed by Steve Rogers after the events of Siege, during a time where he was no longer wearing the Captain America mantle, and it was created to handle threats that required discretion, operating outside the public eye to prevent large-scale disasters before they could happen. And their missions often involve infiltration, sabotage, and intelligence gathering. The team has had multiple iterations with different lineups depending on the mission and leadership. The first roster was led by Steve Rogers. He was the leader and strategist, stepping into a different role post-Captain America, and the roster also included Black Widow, Moon Knight, Beast, War Machine, Valkyrie the Asgardian warrior, and Eric O'Grady aka Ant-Man. And Hawkeye and Black Widow took charge during later iterations, focusing more on intelligence and stealth. And Nick Fury and Maria Hill have occasionally directed the team during missions involving global espionage, with Flash Thompson aka Agent Venom and Bucky Barnes aka Winter Soldier joined in later versions, further emphasizing the team's Black Ops identity. The comic series Secret Avengers that ran from 2010 to 2013 focused on global threats, including a conspiracy involving the Serpent Crown and clashes with rogue organizations like the Shadow Council. And in Avengers Standoff, the team plays a role in uncovering and dealing with S.H.I.E.L.D's controversial Pleasant Hill prison project. And in Secret Empire, the Secret Avengers continue to operate against Hydra when Steve Rogers, altered by the Cosmic Cube, takes over the US government. So this team deal with grey morality, covert operations, and espionage-heavy storytelling. And their work often involves deception, deep cover missions, and tackling threats that can't be handled in the public eye. And the tone of their comics often blends superhero action with spy, thriller elements. And while the Secret Avengers have not appeared as a standalone team in the MCU, several elements of their stories have influenced films like Captain America the Winter Soldier, where characters like Black Widow, Steve Rogers, and Falcon operate in secrecy, and the concept of a Shadow Avengers team also aligns with the projects like Thunderbolts, which will introduce a morally complex team in the MCU. The Ultimates. A powerful team that focuses on cosmic-level threats rather than traditional supervillain battles. First appearing in Avengers Volume 6 Issue 0, this version of the Ultimates should not be confused with the Ultimate Universe version of the team, which serves as a modernized reimagining of the Avengers. Unlike other superhero teams that defend Earth from immediate dangers, the Ultimates deal with threats on a multiversal and cosmic scale. They don't just fight problems, they solve them before they can escalate into universe-ending events. And their work often involves altering reality, repairing universal structures, and navigating the fabric of space and time. Members of the team, there's Black Panther, the team's strategist and tactician, providing advanced Wakandan technology and leadership. Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, one of the team's most powerful members, acting as their powerhouse and a bridge between Earth and cosmic civilizations. Blue Marvel, a genius-level scientist with antimatter-based powers. Spectrum, a light-based superhero with the ability to transform into any energy form, acting as the team's energy manipulator and scout. And America Chavez, a multiversal traveler with super range, flight, and the ability to open star-shaped portals between dimensions. In their first major mission, rather than battling Galactus, the team transformed him from a world devourer into a life-bringer, reversing his cosmic role and making him a force for creation instead of destruction. And they also had some troubles with the multiverse as they sought to understand the structure of it, leading to encounters with beings like the Living Tribunal, Eternity, and the mysterious First Firmament, the original incarnation of the universe. And in the events of the Eternity War, the team became involved in a conflict that revealed that the Marvel multiverse itself was chained, limiting its evolution and expansion. And their work led to freeing the multiverse from these unseen restrictions. So you get the gist. The team operates at a godlike level of problem solving, interacting sometimes with cosmic forces that most other heroes can't even comprehend. And though their run was relatively short, the Ultimates redefined cosmic storytelling in Marvel Comics, offering a proactive approach to universe-wide threats rather than just reacting to them. The New Warriors, a young, energetic group that first appeared in the Mighty Thor 411 in 1989, before getting their own series New Warriors in 1990. The New Warriors were initially formed as a team of young heroes who wanted to make a difference without the oversight of established hero organizations. Unlike the X-Men who focused on mutant issues, or the Avengers who dealt with world-ending threats, the New Warriors often took on street-level villains, environmental concerns, and social issues while balancing their personal lives as young adults. Key members of the original team, there is Night Thrasher, a Batman-like vigilante with no superpowers but extensive combat skills and advanced technology and wealth, Richard Rider aka Nova, a cosmic-powered hero and former member of the Nova Corps with super strength, flight and energy projection, Angelica Jones aka Firestar, a mutant who can manipulate microwave radiation, originally introduced in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, Robbie Baldwin aka Speedball, a fun-loving hero with kinetic energy-based bouncing powers, Namorita Prentice, a clone of Namora with Atlantean physiology, super strength and aquatic abilities, and Vance Astrovik aka Marvel Boy, a telekinetic hero who later takes the name Justice and joins the Avengers. The early New Warriors stories featured the team battling threats like Terrax and the corrupt Taylor Foundation, while also dealing with personal struggles such as relationships, trauma, and ethical dilemmas. The team became central to Marvel's Civil War event when a new lineup of New Warriors, including Speedball, filmed a reality TV show where they confronted villains. This led to the infamous Stamford incident, with their battle with Nitro resulted in an explosion that killed 600 people, including children, and this tragedy sparked the Superhero Registration Act, leading to Civil War. And post-Civil War, Speedball, racked with guilt, took on the persona Penance, wearing a pain-inflicting suit as a form of atonement. And later versions of the team included Scarlet Spider, Hummingbird and Sungirl, and others, expanding their lineup and focus. And fun fact, a live-action New Warriors TV show was in development, featuring Milana Weintraub as Squirrel Girl, but it was eventually cancelled before airing. But she's voicing her now in Marvel Rivals. A-Force. It's Marvel's all-female superhero team, first introduced in A-Force 1 in 2015. The team was initially formed as part of the Secret Wars event, but later received an ongoing series that integrated them into the main Marvel universe, Earth 616. A-Force was created as an all-women superhero team, showcasing some of Marvel's most powerful female characters working together. And unlike other teams that organically grew over time, A-Force was designed from the start to be an all-female powerhouse. So like I mentioned, the team was first assembled during Secret Wars, where they protected Arcadia, a domain ruled by She-Hulk. However, after Secret Wars, the team transitioned into Earth 616 continuity and operated like the Avengers, handling major threats to the world. The team has had a rotating roster, but the core members include She-Hulk, the team leader, a lawyer with Hulk-level edge strength and strategic prowess, Captain Marvel, Medusa the Queen of the Inhumans, Alison Blair aka Dazzler, a mutant who can convert sound into light and energy blasts, Nico Minoru from the Runaways, and Singularity, a mysterious cosmic entity who resembles a sentient pocket universe, serving as the team's emotional core and providing teleportation across dimensions. Other members have included Spider-Woman, Storm, Rogue, Scarlet Witch, and Black Widow, depending on the mission. And in Civil War II, the team becomes involved in the conflict between Captain Marvel and Iron Man, leading to internal tensions and disbandment. A-Force is one of Marvel's most progressive and diverse superhero teams, providing a platform for female-led narratives, without simply being a gender-swapped Avengers. And in Avengers Endgame, there was an A-Force moment where Marvel's female heroes unite during the battle against Thanos, hinting at a possible Disney Plus series or maybe a movie adaptation, who knows. The Champions is a team composed of young heroes seeking to redefine what it means to be a superhero. They are known for their grassroots activism, social consciousness, and youthful idealism, and they first appeared in Champions 1 in 2016. While the name Champions was previously used by an unrelated 1970s team featuring heroes like Hercules and Ghost Rider, the mother version is a team of young heroes who broke away from the Avengers to form a more proactive, socially responsible superhero group. They formed after the Civil War II event, where many young heroes became frustrated with the Avengers' political conflicts and ethical compromises. The team was founded on the principle that superheroes should inspire hope, empower communities, and fight for justice without unnecessary destruction or collateral damage. And that's why the Champions focus on humanitarian efforts, helping everyday people, and standing against systematic injustice. And they have tackled human trafficking, environmental disasters, and international conflicts. And the core founding members of the team, there's Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel. She's the team leader, a Pakistani-American hero with polymorphic abilities and a strong sense of justice. There's Miles Morales, Sam Alexander aka Nova, Viv Vision, the daughter of Vision, Amaru Shaw aka Hulk, a teen genius who inherited the Hulk's power but with better control, and young Scott Summers, the time-displaced version of Cyclops, trying to change his future by being a better leader. Later, the team expanded to include Ironheart, Falcon, and Snowguard. In War of the Realms in 2019, the team plays a key role in the Marvel's Asgardian crossover event, showing their ability to handle large-scale threats. And in Outlawed in 2020, the champions become fugitives after a government law that makes teens heroes illegal, leading to one of their most intense story arcs. And with many Champions members already introduced in the MCU, a Disney Plus series or Young Avengers crossover is highly likely. Avengers Academy. It's not your typical Marvel team, it's more of a class. Let me explain. So the Avengers Academy is a Marvel Comics series that debuted in 2010. It follows a group of young superhumans recruited by the Avengers to be trained as the next generation of heroes. However, unlike previous superhero training initiatives and traditional superhero school stories, such as Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, these students are chosen not because of their potential for heroism, but because they are at risk of becoming future supervillains. And the story takes a darker, more psychological approach, and they constantly question whether they are truly heroes or just being manipulated to avoid becoming villains. So after the events of Dark Reign and Siege, Norman Osborn had experimented on and manipulated young superhumans as part of his initiative program. And once he was defeated, the Avengers led by Hank Pym, Tigra, Quicksilver, Justice, and Speedball formed Avengers Academy to help rehabilitate and guide these at risk youth toward heroism, because the instructors feared that these students might become villains if they don't receive proper training and guidance, creating a tense and morally complex dynamic. The initial class consists of Humberto Lopez, aka Reptile, a teenager with the power to transform into dinosaurs, often struggling with his instincts, Jean Foucault, aka Finesse, a polymath and expert combatant suspected of being Taskmaster's daughter, Brandon Sharp, aka Stryker, a lightning-powered teen who hides deep insecurities under arrogance, Jennifer Chikira, a girl with shocks and radiation abilities, forced to wear a containment suit, Ken Mack aka Metal, a kind-hearted surfer whose skin was turned into unbreakable metal, and Marilyn Berry, aka Vale, a girl with the power to turn into gas, but at the cost of her lifespan. Later, other young heroes like White Tiger, X-23 and Lightspeed joined the Academy. So obviously later on in the series, the students discovered that they weren't picked because of their heroic potential, but because the Avengers feared they could become villains, and this revelation shakes their trust in their mentors. And in the Fear Itself crossover, the Academy faces its first major crisis, as the Serpent's War tests their resolve as heroes. And in the Hybrid threat, the students must face Hybrid, a deadly alien mutant hybrid who challenges their moral limits. Comes the Avengers vs X-Men event, the students must decide where they stand in the Avengers vs X-Men conflict, causing rifts within the Academy. And a mobile game based on the concept was released in 2016, featuring an alternate reality where young versions of Marvel heroes attend this academy. And though the series ended after 39 issues, it remains one of Marvel's most unique takes on the superhero training concept. It introduced complex young heroes, many of whom still appear in modern comics, and challenged the idea that superhero mentoring is always ethical. And to this day, Avengers Academy is still regarded as one of Marvel's most underrated superhero school stories, and one of Marvel's most beloved stories, setting the foundation for future young hero teams like the Champions. Excalibur, a team that blends elements of the X-Men's mutant narrative with British mythology and interdimensional adventures. First appearing in Excalibur Special Edition 1 in 1987, it primarily operates out of the United Kingdom and often deals with threats that extend beyond Earth, exploring alternate realities and mystical dangers. The team was originally formed after the Fall of the Mutants event, during which the X-Men were believed to be dead. Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, and Rachel Summers found themselves stranded in Britain and joined forces with Captain Britain and Meggan to form a new team. And unlike the X-Men who focused on mutant rights and political struggles, Excalibur specialized in supernatural threats, multiversal protection, and battling magical or otherworldly forces. Key members of the original team include Captain Britain, a superpowered champion of the UK, Nightcrawler, Shadowcat, a genius-level mutant with intangibility abilities, growing into a more independent leader, Rachel Summers, a powerful telepath and telekinetic, also the daughter of Cyclops and Jean Grey from an alternate future, and Meggan, a fae-like shapeshifter with elemental and empathetic abilities, deeply connected to Britain's magical forces. And in Cross Time Caper, one of the team's most iconic arcs, Excalibur gets lost across multiple dimensions, encountering alternate versions of themselves and bizarre new realities. And the team was also a part of the Inferno crossover where they fight some demonic invaders. Excalibur has undergone multiple revivals. There's the new Excalibur with Captain Britain, Dazzler, Nocturne and Sage and Juggernaut, and the Krakoan Excalibur, a new version of the team that was reintroduced in the Dawn of X era, focusing on mutants and magic, with members like Betsy Braddock, now Captain Britain, Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Rector and Apocalypse as an ancient mutant sorcerer. And as the name suggests, this version of Excalibur acts as Krakoa's magical defense team. And this group remains one of Marvel's most unique and beloved superhero teams, and you guys wanted it in part 3, so here you go. Agents of Atlas. Originally introduced in What If 9 in 1978 as a reimagining of Marvel's 1950s characters, the team was later integrated into mainstream Marvel continuity in Agents of Atlas 1 in 2006. The team operates in secrecy, handling hidden threats, mystical artifacts, and global conspiracies. So the original Agents of Atlas were a 1950s superhero team, but their existence was erased from public history. The modern team was later reassembled by Jimmy Woo, a SHIELD agent and former FBI operative, who uncovered his past connection to the group. The team work in the shadows, often dealing with hidden alien forces, ancient threats, and covert missions that influence global politics. As of the members, there's Jimmy Woo, the leader of the team, with strong ties to espionage and global security. There's Ken Hell, aka Gorilla Man, a former mercenary cursed to live as an immortal talking gorilla with enhanced strength. Namora, a half Atlantean warrior and cousin of Namor, possessing super strength and aquatic abilities. The Human Robot, aka M11, a sentient robot with deadly energy weapons and an evolving sense of morality. Novar, aka Marvel Boy, a Kree warrior from an alternate dimension wielding advanced alien technology. And Venus, a mystical being who resembles the goddess Aphrodite, using her powers of persuasion and emotional manipulation. Later, the team expanded with new heroes from Asian mythology and culture, including Amaris Joe, Silk, Shang-Chi, Iroh, Swordmaster, and Wave. So Jimmy Woo uncovers the erased history of the original team, leading to a reunion and their first mission against the Yellow Claw. And in the Secret Invasion tie-in, the team battles Skrull infiltrators, proving that their influence extends beyond Earth-based threats. And in Dark Reign and the war with Norman Osborn, the Agents of Atlas become an underground resistance force, fight Norman Osborn's corrupt regime. And in Atlas Rising and the new Agents of Atlas, the team is rebranded with Amaris Cho, leading Asian superheroes to protect the Pacific Rim and some hidden supernatural realms. So the team focus on Asian superheroes and characters from various cultural backgrounds, making it one of Marvel's most diverse teams. And thanks for watching.